What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at a 2025 Toyota Crown Signia XLE. This one is finished off in Storm Cloud. MSRP is $45,000. Let's go ahead and see what this vehicle is all about. Do you think this is the ultimate hybrid crossover? It's a pretty cool design overall, especially since you can buy this in a sedan or you can get this one, which is more of a wagon. So if we go ahead and pop the hood now, find that latch. So this only comes in a hybrid. This has a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder motor. Net horsepower is about 240 with 178 pound-feet of torque. We have an e-CVT transmission, an electric on-demand all-wheel drive system. Curb weight's 4,200 pounds, and with a 14.5 gallon fuel tank, you are expecting 39 miles per gallon in the city with 37 out on the highway. With all that, towing is about 2,700 pounds when properly equipped. You have a nice set of headlights. You can see these really cool daytime running lights, and I like just how thin they are. You can see that light popping up, and then down below is the actual headlight with this black trim. You're also going to get some gloss black trim for the lower front splitter, and I really like this grille with this cool design all throughout it, kind of just cut into it. More openings down below as well as up above, safety sensor and your Toyota badge. I think this is a really cool looking car actually. It's got a futuristic modern appearance to it, really can't complain. You're also going to get some nice sharp lines cutting towards the windshield, and just a really sharp looking vehicle. That gloss black trim in the front cuts its way into these fender arches, giving it a nice upscale feeling. And then you have a nice set of 19-inch wheels with a dual tone color and a split spoke. On the side, you're going to see a really nice sharp body line throughout the door panel, as well as more of the black trim down below. We have the gloss black on the side mirrors, body color door handles, and I like the chrome trim you're going to get all throughout the lower side, and then all black throughout the upper. You do have a nice set of roof rails up above. There's holes drilled into them, so you can put some cross braces as well. And then the side profile has a pretty neat look, just more of a wagon crossover style, I would say, but really good proportions. I like the bulges in all the fender flares, as well as the door panel itself. Gives it more of a fancy appearance, I would say. Up above, you're going to get an integrated spoiler with a third brake light, some nice black trim throughout it, LED taillights, your badging in the back as well, and then a small Toyota logo. I like how the taillights are connected with the bar. Then you're going to get some gloss black all down below that. Now moving to some cargo space. If I go ahead and press the button, we're going to pop open the lift gate, and it reveals a ton of hidden space back here. Nice flat load floor, and underneath the floor there will be a spare tire, so you have all that equipment. My favorite feature, you can pull these levers and get everything to fold nice and flat to truly maximize all the space you're going to get. Got your button up here as well, and then entering through the side, you can see how they're going to fold nice and flat to truly maximize how much space. Now you also need these really neat dividers, which is a cool touch. So depending on how you want to do it, those will kind of divide the front passengers through the back, and of course they can fold more flat depending on how far up you put your seat. But a nice way to truly maximize how useful this can be as a utility vehicle. And then getting all the seats back up, this can seat 3 people. In the center, you're going to be able to pull this down for an armrest and cup holders. We have our vents and plugs, and then extra storage all around it. And then there is a latch up here to lower those seats once again. You're gonna get a black interior with this soft touch material all throughout the door panels, contrast stitching, heated seats, as well as some black trim. And then hopping in at 5'11", with the driver's seat at my height, I have plenty of space in here. So definitely pretty useful and a roomy vehicle for even grown-ups in the back. Good recline, good lower seat as well to give you some good support and padding. So overall, this would be a really good family crossover. I wouldn't have any complaints sitting back here for an extended period of time. Not too low of a vehicle, so it's easy to get in and out of. And then hopping to the front, you're gonna get all that same material on the door panel, memory seating, extra storage, and then power controls up in front with the same design on these seats with the perforated leather. You have some nice contrast stitching and piping all throughout the upper section, and then a black leather wrapped steering wheel. Hopping inside now, foot on the brake. We can fire it up. We have the comfort access, so the seat will move. The engine may or may not start up, being a hybrid. That's just how it works. So we have some controls on the left side for Bluetooth and audio, as well as the screen. Cruise control is all over on the right side as well. Now for the screen, you have a nice LCD display with all sorts of information. We can scroll left or right and change up a little bit of what you want to see in all the screens. And then if we hold down the OK icon on the steering wheel, we can configure even more things, and then go to the left screen as well, see different items right here, and then going into the far right screen, same sort of deal. So nice design overall. I like how customizable it is. We have these paddle shifters as well to adjust some driving dynamics. Stock on the right side for windshield wipers, turn signals and headlights over on the left. And then on this left side, we have automatic high beams. We can adjust your headlight angle at nighttime, which is a really cool touch. Interior dimming as well. One of your air vents, and then just a cool layered look for the dashboard. I like how this kind of feels like it's floating. You have some soft touch material, nice silver stripe. Volume icon is right in the center. And then if we exit out of all of this, of course, this is for when you buy the car, you'll set this up. You'll get a full screen nav, audio, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. A few things of information you're able to adjust for climate controls. You have some comfort things like your heated ventilated seats, trip information as well. And then of course, several different settings. So basically what you're used to seeing in all the modern Toyotas. Going into reverse, you got a nice backup camera with 2 different angles on it. P button for park, and then physical buttons down below. Heated and ventilated seating, all these different toggles for climate controls, super easy to use. Wireless phone charging and storage all down below in the center. You have some extra plugs, cup holders. You do get some drive modes in here as well. You can easily toggle all of this. And then we have our EV mode as well as traction control. Got the softest material running across the center, and then a pretty good glove box in the center as well as over on the passenger side. One last look at the interior. Overall, it's a pretty nicely appointed interior. I think it looks really good. Pretty simple, just being all black, but really can't complain, especially for the price. Just a black basic headliner, dome lights up above. There are garage door buttons as well as a dash cam. So to start off now, let's go ahead and pop it into eco mode. Slowly accelerating, you can feel the EV system, so it kind of just stays in electric mode till you get going a little bit quicker, and then you'll feel the engine turn on. I will say the hybrid integration is pretty smooth. You don't really notice the engine much. Slow speed, you can see the little EV icon on the gauge cluster. It'll tell you that. So right now we're in EV mode, so pretty cool to see that. If I hit the EV icon, now we're in just full EV, and it'll really only kick on the engine right there if I give it a little bit too much gas. Driving in EV mode, I do find it to be a little sluggish in the slow speed, so I'm kind of sticking with normal mode. And then the paddle shifters do allow you to basically select a gear within the CVT transmission just to be able to hold a little bit better power delivery if needed with a higher RPM. But getting up and going, pretty peppy, you know, just giving it a little bit of throttle. I like how this one is the all-wheel drive model, so you're not getting weird front-end wheel spin or anything. I've noticed that in some of the Camrys I've driven with a obviously very similar hybrid drivetrain. But I like the all-wheel drive for sure. That's what I would go for on this. And for 48 grand, you know, this really isn't all too crazy in price point, pretty average in today's market. Visibility is really good. You can definitely see around nicely. I think the shape of the car really allows for a good view around. Mirrors all do a great job as well. And these seats are really nice and comfortable. This is a good place to be. I feel like maybe if you're not that interested in buying a crossover or an SUV, but you need something bigger than a sedan, this seems to be kind of that sweet spot to where I still feel like I'm in a sedan, but I'm a little bit higher up than normal. This feels a little bit bigger than normal. However, it's not intimidating, not overbearing. So it just seems like a really well-sized car for what you're kind of looking for. It's just that sweet spot, not too big, not too small. Ride quality is really nice. We're cruising 45. I mean, this is very comfortable, very smooth, incredibly quiet as well. This would be just a really good daily, a highway cruiser. Obviously, you're gonna get great MPG the whole time. With the wagon style, you got all the space. I'm actually impressed. I feel like this is just a good overall, not crazy big crossover that you can just do a lot with. It'll be easy to park, it's easy to place, and just drives really smooth and really nice. And I honestly have not noticed the engine kicking in at all. This is a very seamless hybrid drivetrain. So if we bump it into the sport mode, using the paddles, obviously it's no sports car. Wow, that actually gets up and moves. That's pretty impressive. Now, when you do hit the paddles, it ends up going back into drive. So really, they're only there for if you just need to hold a little bit lower gear or higher RPM ratio, basically. But nonetheless, honestly, this thing, it's got some get up and go. Not bad at all. I don't think I really have any complaints from a driver's perspective. Not a bad way to go. Just feels like a comfortable, good all-around vehicle. doing a 3-point turn. You know, the steering has a little bit of weight to it, so it feels nice and responsive. Wouldn't mind a 360 camera view, perhaps that's on the next trim level up. But overall, I mean, it's pretty easy to maneuver. Not a bad way to go at all.